Okay, today we're going to take a look at this Briggs and Stratton engine. It's on a DR chipper, doesn't matter. It's still a Briggs and Stratton engine. It's an 18 horsepower twin cylinder engine. This thing will crank all day long, but it won't run. It will not start up. It won't even fire. So what I've done is I put a little gasoline down the carburetor, and it runs for a second, then it quits, of course. So we know it's not getting fuel. First thing I've done is taken the air cleaner and everything apart, cleaned it up, got a good look at things, and then I took the fuel line off of the carburetor, and fuel is running out of it freely. So no problems there. We've got fuel at least to this fuel pump, and then more than likely there's a problem inside this carburetor. This thing has been sitting, I would say, since about last summer, which would make it about 6, maybe 7 months it's been sitting. So who knows what we're going to find in this carburetor. Hopefully we're going to be able to take the top part of this carburetor off and get a look at down inside there, and hopefully we can see something that might be gummed up in here. Take a look. If we zoom this in a little bit, we're going to take this top portion off of here. I think we can get in here without ruining any gaskets. If we're real careful, we can get in there. All we have to do to get in there is take this choke linkage off of here, 1 screw, 4 screws that hold this top cover in, this air horn in here, and we're going to get a look at what's going on inside. So let's get started with that. All we need, we could use a Phillips screwdriver on these particular cases, since I have a good set of carburetor screwdrivers, real long shanks, easy to use with both hands. We're going to pop these screws off here first thing. So let's get a look at that, get going on that. There we go. That comes right out as well. Nice and easy. Typically, what we need to do on these things is very gently break these loose. This guy came loose already. Anywhere in here that you can very carefully, it takes some finesse. If you're really just nasty with it, you can break that gasket, and then you're off to buying a new gasket, ordering one in, you're down for a week. This guy came off of here real nicely. So let's take a look at what we see inside here. Getting some stuff back so you can see what's going on. Okay, so now you can take a look, and let's get a look at what's going on in here. Okay, this bowl comes right up with the horn as well. Oh yeah, look at, we've got stuff all over the bowl. Looks like maybe a water, possibly a fuel additive, and yeah, I think we're on the right track for getting down inside here and cleaning this up. If we look inside this guy right now, and I'll bring the camera over here in just a second, it's full of fuel. If it's full of fuel, it should be running. And you guys could see the fuel sloshing around in there. And look way down inside there, all that sediment and junk is down inside there. It is just a mess down in there. So we're going to clean that up. Okay, so one of the main things that a carburetor will do to get fuel to be working is it's going to take fuel from the bowl area we just seen, it's full of junk and dirt, sediment, and it goes in through a main jet, and then that's what feeds the engine. Okay, real basically. That main jet, I'm suspecting, is clogged, almost probably is solid, or darn close to it, to where it's not getting enough fuel to make it run. That main jet hides right behind this cap right here, and that's all this cap does. It drains the fuel out first, and then the main jet is behind that. So we're going to take this guy off of here, let the fuel run out, catch what we can, and then we're going to get that main jet, take a look at it, see what we can see, and hopefully we can take it out, use the air gun, clean some passages up, put it back together, and with any luck at all, no parts, a little bit of time, and she'll be running. Oh, that's ugly looking stuff. Well, I think we're pretty well right on the button with this guy, and I don't know if I can zoom in far enough. we want to take a look at, if we can zoom up, is we're going to look, one, this is caked with stuff. This little plug, absolutely caked with stuff. There's a good indication that we've got definitely something going on here. It has, I'll get in here a little closer maybe. It has stuff all over it, and we can see that. That's pretty nasty looking stuff right here. Clean that up. Now we want to look inside here, if we can see in here. Well, I can see that. Where am I? Way over there. I've got to come back. Okay. Okay, so we've taken the cap off of this place, off this plug right here. We know the main jet is back inside there. We've drained all the fuel out, and if we look, I don't know if you can see it, we'll try our best. If we look inside there, that thing is plugged solid. I'm not sure that you can see it, but we'll do the best we can. We're going to get in there, and I'm going to use a smaller tool so you can see what we're doing and dig that stuff out. Alright, so I've just grabbed a little jet, a little pick, and we're going to dive right in there and see what we can dig out of this thing. I would say there's some junk there. There's quite a bit. There's the jet. You can see part of it there on the upper right, part of the circle. There's the lower part of the jet. It is absolutely caked shut. This thing cannot get fuel no matter what we do. We've got to get that jet out of there. And we'll take a look down inside the bowl. So now that the fuel's gone, you can really see just how bad this guy has gotten. Let's see here. I'll widen him out. Okay, you can see all that sediment in there. This thing is absolutely gross. Okay, in order to get this jet out of here, we need to use some sort of a screwdriver with a pretty wide tip on it. We certainly don't want to damage the jet. Because my throttle adjustment right here is kind of in the way, I'm going to go ahead and use a stubby. Squeeze him in here and find our little slot inside here. And he's usually stuck pretty good. There we go. Now he'll come out. And we're going to get our first good look at him here in just a second. And how about, well, he didn't, okay. I never do. Time to do a little fishing in here. We'll reach in here, get this guy out, and he is absolutely plugged solid. We're going to go ahead and take him and clean him up, just any way we want to clean him up. Just figure out what's going on in here, maybe the air gun here in just a minute. You can see some more debris right here that came out of that guy. This was sitting right on top of that jet, and it is definitely nasty inside here. So we're going to take some time. We're going to clean this up. Not that pretty in there. We'll get it. Alright, so you can see the stuff that we've gotten out of there. That is horrible. It's obviously going to have a fuel filter. When we get this thing running up here, we'll switch that filter out as well. I'm going to move the camera back now a little bit because I'm going to get nasty with this carb clean and get in there and spray this out and get the air hose, and we'll get going on that. Okay, that's looking pretty good inside. We'll take some air after it. Thought for sure I mentioned safety glasses. Alright. Well, we're going to put a little air now in here right through where the main jet passage is. So the main jet's still out. We're just going to put some air through there to make sure we blow any crud that might have gotten in there right on out the other end. And with any luck at all, it won't hurt anything too much. There's not much in there that it could hurt, really. You're gentle with the air. Alright, she's looking in good shape. We got that pretty well cleaned up. Let's take a look at the jet. We'll get some air blown through it. That is really plugged up. Give it a little shot of carb clean here. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're good. Let's go ahead and stick this guy back together. Hopefully we can get him in there without dropping him too many times. These little forceps come in real handy for this. Back in my old days of riding along in an ambulance, working in ERs, I used to give them away.
I saw it.
Well, hello, dear.
I put it in the garage.
Okay, that sounds great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It runs real good. Your throttle works real nice. You're in good shape.
Thank you.
You're welcome, dear. Okay, let's talk about real soft metals, so when you tighten it down, just give it a little snug. You don't have to crank the daylights out of this guy. Just give him a little snug, you know, about as good as you can get with your fingertips. Okay, he's back in place. We're good to go. So all we have to do now is get this stuff out of the way, and I know I've dropped a screw or two down here somewhere. There. Okay. Now we got the upper piece to look at. This guy here, he's sitting in pretty good shape. Well, let's take a look at this bottom piece. We've got a needle down here, which is way down the side here. We want to make sure that he's free to move, and he is. If he wasn't free to move, if he was stuck up, we wouldn't have had much fuel in there. This stuff's been sitting in the fuel, so for the most part, carb clean it's still on your rag. Wipe him down. Again, we're doing this without rebuilding a carburetor. We're just doing this to get it to run, and it'll probably run just fine. We got a pickup tube here with some real small holes in it. We want to be sure that we can blow through that. Go this way with it, and then blow down from the top end of it. See if you can get the air to flow through that. And it's flowing through good. Alright, let's put this guy together. See if we can get it to start. Okay, am I missing anything? Nope, I got everything out of here. Got the rags all out of here. Our float drops all the way down gently. We don't want our needle to fall out of the seat. We'll set him back in there real nice and careful. Alright, let's get to putting the screws in here. It'll be a bad time to drop one down the throttle, so let's not do that. Now that I've set it, Murphy's Law will kick in, and I'll probably do it. Alright. Where is this? Okay. These do not have to be very tight at all. There's no pressure on the back side of this thing. So all we have to do is just gently seal it up. Tighten these down real tight. Next time you can't get this off without breaking the gasket loose. So we'll just snug it down. Chances are real good it won't leak. Just about as tight as I can get it with my fingertips on the screwdriver shank is really about all we need. We give it just a little extra to make sure, but just a little bit. Go back over them all again and make sure they're good and snug. Okay, we're good to go. We'll give this a try. Now I could put my choke stuff all back together, but you know, for some reason this didn't do the trick, then I don't have to take this stuff all back apart. And not going to work too good unless you put the plug on the front of it. Don't care what you do. It's just not going to work good. It's funny how that we got to put a finger in the hole and jam the landline. Go. There we go. Okay, so simple fix. It's been sitting quite a while. Would not start. Didn't have to take it downtown. Just take this apart gently. Watch all your pieces and parts. Put it all back together real carefully. Prime it sometimes a little bit to get it to run. She's in great shape. Now I'm going to go back later on, replace this fuel line that's starting to crack. I'm going to put a new fuel filter in it here as well, and I'm going to run it. It's ready to go.